I am Pragya and I bring to you excerpts from the current issue of Outlook titled Trapped, that looks at two cover stories. One, where poor migrant workers trapped in a tunnel make it alive after 17 traumatic days. The other, for the Palestinians trapped in Gaza, the ceasefire may be short lived before the next round of attacks by Israel. The other cover has illustration of the olive tree, a symbol of Palestinian culture and resilience. The Palestinian poet in exile, Mahmoud Darwish, has always used olive tree in his poetry. Lines from his poem, The Second Olive Tree, reads, "The portrait for the olive tree is neither green nor silver. The olive tree is the color of peace, if peace needed a color." Over 1 million olive trees have been uprooted by the settlers in occupied Palestine since 1967 to build new settlements, according to Haaretz newspaper and other agencies. Deep Down Dark by Ashwini Sharma, Muhammad Asghar Khan, and Shailendra Godiyal from Outlook. In the never-ending war between man and nature, 41 brave workers, trapped for over 400 hours under 60 meters of debris, won the battle of sheer survival. The tunnel was that kind of place where hope disappeared, just like the sunshine had. Always a place of the poor, of those who know the risks and yet they sign up for the job, like the 41 workers did. It is a story of migration and of the different universes people inhabit, like the construction workers did. Outside, people kept a vigil, family and rescue workers. On television and other media, we kept the vigil too. Most were in their 20s. In the claustrophobic rubble, they must have oscillated between the past and the future. The present was darkness. They had each other, and they had cards that they had made out of paper. A deck of cards to perhaps play the game of fate, to give them a sense of hope in a piece of paper masquerading as a card. To perhaps not think about what if nobody would come for them, or if they wouldn't manage to pull them out. They kept death at bay, somehow, with cards, Ludo, and each other. Was there hope then? They didn't know, but maybe didn't want to talk about despair either. Anil Bedia from Khaira Bera village near Ranchi was the first worker to be rescued on November 28th. But when he was trapped inside, especially during the first couple of days, there was fear and uncertainty. There was absolute no contact with the outside world, but he was ingenious enough to create a deck of cards by just tracing designs and numbers on pieces of paper. A deck of playing cards was also a means of solace for the 33 miners trapped after a tunnel in San Jose gold and copper mine collapsed in 2010 in Chile's Atacama region. Buried 700 meters deep, some of the miners lost 22 pounds in body weight during the ordeal before they were rescued after 69 days. Playing cards also defined the fate of Rana, a trapped coal miner played by McMahon in Yash Chopra's Kala Patthar. Suspected as a card sharp, Rana purposely draws a low card from a deck, sacrificing an opportunity to be rescued at the very end in favor of a fellow miner, just before the chunks of coal and a barrage of water bury him in the film. For Bedia and other workers, the cards served as a way to pass the time while they waited for fate to deal them their hand. The rest of the time, he and his co-workers walked around the tunnel. Tiredness and sheer fatigue put them to sleep often. Sometimes they played Ludo, another game of chance that originated in India and was known as Pachisi, where the roll of cowrie shells defined the moves. We would chit-chat or play Ludo to kill time. On some days, we would take walks to stretch our legs, says Chamra Oraon, who is from Kara block in Jharkhand. For this and more, read the current issue of Outlook.